fun-filled edition of Steve Sporty Balls, coming to you once again from the Tom O'Neill broadcast studios on the floor of a very moving little thing we'd like to call Park Forest Apartment Complex. We have a high wind warning, and they are not kidding. It is windy out there, kiddos. So just came back from the last Sunday FUNDAY games day of now Sundays from 8 to 11. I'm a part of the live stream of games from What the Dub to whatever Jackbox.tv has. And it's fun. And it just helps out a lot sometimes. And I get to just have some fun with my friends. Anyway, time now for us to do what we love to do best, and that is entertain you as we try to pull this back. And we are going to be on, hey, we're on at 11:30. My, we're going to make it a full hour. Let's get to it and get you an update on San Francisco and the Bears. And San Francisco beat the Bears 42-38, 25 seconds left, 42-38. They would have to, their first and 10 on San Francisco's 13. If the Bears go in for the touchdown, then they will win it. So is there any way we can, I do believe it is, get to view the game? And we got 26 seconds left. I don't think it's going to be possible, or possible, if you prefer. Yeah, we got 26 seconds left. It's on the San Francisco 13, 1st and 10 for the Bears. They're going to have to just fling it and wing it. So glad you're here for this hysterical little event. And let's bop it down so we don't get into trouble. And we'll give you the last, wow. Hey, we're here. Aren't you glad we are here? There we go. We got, it looks like 21 seconds, yes. Here we go. Bears got to run. They threw it out. So it is now 3rd and 2nd and 10? Yeah. Okay, 2nd and 10. 21 seconds left. Now we're in sync. Olay. And right now, it's a 4-point lead for San Francisco. They cannot go for a field goal. They're going to have to go for it. 1st and goal on San Francisco's 2-yard line with 4 seconds left. Oh, baby. 4 seconds left. And they're trying to hurry because the Bears have no timeouts. San Francisco has 2. 3, 2, 1. Guess what? I do believe, well, I think they had no choice. That's it. Game is done. The game is over. 42-38. San Francisco just barely wins it. And to make it official, we're watching game right now, just to make sure. And they're going to try. And whoops. And there's a throw. And San Francisco wins it. It's 42-38. So, wow. Okay. Gracias y gracias. What a game it was, ladies and gentlemen. What a game. It was fun. It was a fun game. Huzzah, huzzee, huzzoo. Okay, so needle pulling thread. What am I doing? Oh, yeah. Trying to get to the Espanol portion. Okay, Bears lose it 38-42. What a game. What a game. Okay. Let's get on to the other stuff here. Gesundheit. And the NFL Week 17 recap. It was a light slate of games on Sunday because everything was on either Saturday or Friday. I don't know if there was even one on Thursday. But anyway, due to the Christmas Day matchups, a pair of Saturday games, but plenty was still at stake. In the early window, the Seattle Seahawks maintained their grip on the top seed in the NFC with a win over the Carolina Panthers, who will now face the Tampa Bay Bucks in an NFC South title game next weekend after both teams lost on Sunday. The Jacksonville Jaguars, well, they kept control of the AFC South with a win over the Indianapolis Colts, applying pressure to both the Broncos and the Patriots at the top of the conference. The Patriots, meanwhile, clinched the AFC East with their victory over the Jets, obviously, coupled with the Buffalo Bills' loss to the Philadelphia Eagles in the late afternoon window. The Steelers squandered their opportunity to wrap up the AFC North with a loss to the Browns and will now meet the Baltimore Ravens in a de facto division title game next weekend. Elsewhere, New Orleans Saints outdueled the Tennessee Titans. The Cincinnati Bengals routed the Arizona Cardinals. And the Raiders gained the inside track to the top of the heap, the number one draft pick, by losing to the New York Giants. Let's give you some of these scores. Let's go for Thursday's triad of games. Cowboys beat the Commanders 30-23. Vikings defeated the Lions 23-10. Broncos overdid the Chiefs 20-13. Saturday's games: Texans over the Chargers 20-16. Ravens over the Packers 41-24. Now for Sundays: Browns 13, Steelers 6, Seahawks 27, Panthers 10. Saints over the Titans 34-26. Patriots over the Jets 42-10. Jaguars over the Colts 23-17. Bengals over the Cards 37-14. Dolphins over the Bucks 20-17. Giants over the Raiders 34-10. Eagles over the Bulls or the Bills 13-12. And of course, just tick ago, 49ers won a clincher over the Bears 42-38. So now the question is, what's next? Oh, and Rams Falcons Monday night. And now the playoff picture starts getting a little bit somewhat clearer. Let's just give it to you straight. Can we lower the dizzy here so we can get everything in? If not, I will understand. Okay, there. Thank you very much. Okay, here is the keenness and the nutness. All right, in the AFC, the Broncos clinched. The Broncos clinched the division, 13-3. Patriots get the number 2 seed with a 13-3 record. They clinch playoff berth. So too the Jacksonville Jaguars at 12-4. They're at They're at the number 3 position. Pittsburgh Steelers 9-7. They're in temporary control of 4th. Houston Texans have a playoff berth clinched at 11-5 at number 5. Number 6, the LA Chargers clinched a playoff berth at 11-5. And the Buffalo Bills also clinched the number 7 spot at 11-5. NFC standings: Seahawks, top dog, 13-3. Chicago Bears clinch playoff berth. Philadelphia Eagles clinch playoff berth. Bears with an 11-4 record. Philadelphia with an 11-5 record. Carolina Panthers, their story is still going on, 8-8. San Francisco, 11-4. They clinched the playoff berth, as did the Los Angeles Rams at the 6th spot, 11-4. And the Packers get that 7th spot at 9-6-1. So, where does this leave us at the NFL? Oh, did we do? Okay. Let's give you at least the top 10 positions in the 26 NFL draft. Vegas gets the top spot. Giants the 2nd, Jets the 3rd, Titans the 4th, Cardinals the 5th, Cleveland the 6th, Washington the 7th, New Orleans 8th, Kansas City 9th, and Cincinnati gets the 10th spot. So that begets thus, ladies and germs, ladies and gents. Laughing looks at thunders. Okay. 11:41 right now. We're going to keep this little puppetchulo going. Get you everything you need to know in the world of sports. Let's go right now to our NBA report. And, well, consequences were delivered by the NBA. Just how bad were the consequences? Well, the NBA has issued suspensions for the fight between Jose Alvarado and Mark Williams that came during Saturday's game between the Pelicans and the Suns. Alvarado was seen as a more aggressive participant, and as such, he will miss 2 games, starting with Monday's home game against the New York Knicks and Wednesday's game versus the Bulls in Chicago, while Williams will sit for just 1 game, and that's the Suns' Monday night matchup with the Wizards in Washington. Saturday's Suns-Pelicans game was their 2nd meeting in as many nights, and after a tight Phoenix win on Friday, tensions were high for the rematch, and we already told you that on last night's little programming. Yeah, they boiled over in the late 3rd quarter after Alvarado and Williams got tangled up following a screen that the Pelicans guard got whistled for and a foul. For a foul after pushing the Suns' big man. Williams said something to Alvarado, who grabbed Williams, and the two started going at it, with Alvarado throwing punches and connecting with a right hook. Alvarado and Williams were both ejected for their roles in the scrap, which was a far more legitimate fight than most tussles we've seen on an NBA court. The best part of it all was Jordan Poole's face in the background when Alvarado landed the punch. That was 35-second mark of the video. It's on YouTube, of course. Sunday night, it is Ravens and the Steelers, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 Pacific on NBC and NBC Universal, formerly known as Mundos. And we explain to you all the wins, etc. Speaking of wins, the winds are getting high here, if you can hear. If not, you're lucky, because I'm hearing the winds coming through our broadcast studio here. And leave us to get going here. The Cardinals. Trey McBride set a single-season tight end reception record. Cardinal star passed Zach Ertz mark with 119 catches. Wow. 119 catches. So let there be a beginning here. Okay, amid another last season for the Cardinals, Trey McBride continues to shine bright. And now he stands alone in the NFL record books, too. McBride caught 10 passes for 76 yards and a touchdown in Sunday's 37-14 loss to the Cincinnati Bengals. In the process, he passed Zach Ertz for most receptions in a season by a tight end, and the record breaker was good. Though it may not have been the most glorious of plays, he also finished that drive with a touchdown in the final play of the day. McBride is now up to 119 catches this season, 3 more than Ertz, 116 receptions from 2018. The updated top 5, for those of you interested: Troy McBride, Zach Ertz, Evan Ingram, Brooke Bowers, and Trey McBride. Ooh. So that wasn't too bad now, was it? No, it wasn't. Okay, congratulations. Let's keep this puppy going. Okay, let's get to the National Football League. Oi. Okay. We've already had that report, guys. You want to get me on the right pathway, please? Please, the pathway of righteousness. Oy vey. Let's see, we did that. Let's do this another little NFL thing before we go to the real stuff. The Pittsburgh Steelers weren't on the wrong end of a record-setting Myles Garrett sack. They were, however, on the wrong end of the scoreboard, and Garrett believes there was a strong correlation between the two. Oh, yes, darling. Garrett, who was often chipped by a running back or tight end or outright double team, managed just 2 pressures on 43 pass rush snaps, a 4.7 rate. That was his second lowest of the season. He had just a 4.2 pressure rate in the Week 6 game against Pittsburgh. Garrett remains at 22 sacks on the season, one behind breaking the record of 22.5 shared by Michael Strahan in 2001 and T.J. Watt in 2001. Sunday represented Garrett's first game without at least a half sack since that aforementioned Week 6 game against Pittsburgh. Cleveland defense still dominated, though. Alex Wright and Grant Delpit both sacked Rodgers, who had a season-low 4.3 yards per attempt. As a result, the Steelers will host the Ravens for the AFC North title Sunday night. Pittsburgh could have clinched the division with a win in Cleveland, but they did not. Garrett, meanwhile, will have one more shot at the record when the Browns visit the Bengals in Week 18. Garrett had 2 sacks in the Week 1 matchup between the two teams. So, what more can you ask for? I know not. But, well, it's going to be fun, isn't it? Yes. Okay, can we get things going? Thank you. All righty. Let's do the Cubbies as we bring you the best thing in the free world besides waking up in the mornings. And that is, of course, happy to tell you, that's right, it's the Hot Stove League Sunday report. And let's do it. The Cubs have reached a 1-year, $6 million agreement with reliever Hunter Harvey. According to ESPN, the 31-year-old was once a top prospect. His career has largely been impacted by injury. However, to the extent that he's thrown 185 innings across parts of 7 seasons. Last year, Harvey threw 10 innings for the Royals, completing a ERA list. That's right, 0.00 ERA and an 11 strikeout to walk ratio. Harvey continues to possess loud stuff, including a mid to upper 90s fastball, a splitter, and a pair of breaking balls. There's no telling how often he'll be available for a manager, great counsel to deputy or to deploy. But when healthy, Harvey has a chance to be a quality addition to the Chicago bullpen. Meanwhile, with Cincinnati, the Reds added one outfielder to their mix on Saturday morning, inking for their former Athletic J.J. Bleday to a 1-year deal. Still not satisfied, the Reds had agreed to a trade with the Marlins that netted them Dane Myers in exchange for outfield prospect Ethan O'Donnell. 29-year-old Myers enjoyed a strong start to last season, posting a .711 ops in 66 first-half games. Sadly, though, his performance fell apart after the All-Star game passed. In his final 40 games, he batted just .143, .217, and .219 with 3 times as many strikeouts as walks. Now, Myers does have enough encouraging underlying attributes to envision him contributing to the Reds in a more positive manner than his numbers indicate. He hits the ball hard, he minds the strike zone, and he's a fast runner who plays a good outfield. As it stands, the Reds will likely platoon Bleday and Myers while staffing the rest of their outfield with TJ Friedl and Noelvi Marte. Very nice. All righty, kiddos. We continue on our Mile High cruise. Boom. We continue to the Mile High cruise. Let us take you to some minor league stuff. That's right. We got some minor league things we're going to do. If we can do it. Oh, God, help me. Okay, there we are. And yes, friends, I speaketh, and I laugheth, and we all just get along rather nicely and stealthily. Now the ECHL is still on strike, I do believe, but we'll find out right now. They may have had a deal. If not, well, we'll know shortly. Let's go now to the G League. And everything is a final, obviously. Let's go to it. Long Island Nets beat the College Park Skyhawks 119 to 111. The Noblesville Boom defeated the Grand Rapids Gold 149-145. Stockton Kings over the Rip City Mix 120 to 101. Westchester Knicks over the Birmingham Squadron 128 to 118. Raptors 905 over the Maine Celtics 124-100. Sioux Falls Skyforce 101, San Diego Clippers 98. Osceola Magic 106, Santa Cruz Warriors 96. In Ontario Hockey League action, everything is as usual. Les finale. So let's get with it. The Kitchener Rangers defeated the Erie Otters 5-3. Niagara Ice Dogs defeated the Brampton Steelheads 4-3. Barrie Colts over the North Bay Battalion 3-1. Brantford Bulldogs over the Owen Sound Attack 2-1. Saginaw Spirit over the Sioux Greyhounds 5-1. Windsor Spitfires beat the Flint Firebirds 4-1. Peterborough Petes over the Oshawa Generals 2-0. London Knights over the Sarnia Sting 3-0. In the Quebec Maritimes Junior Hockey League. All these were finals. Some of them went to overtime, and a couple went to a shootout. Let's rock. The Moncton Wildcats beat the Cape Breton Eagles 6-5 in a shootout. Newfoundland Regiment over the Halifax Mooseheads 5-2. St. John Sea Dogs over the Charlottetown Islanders 6-3. Chicoutimi Saguines over the Blainville Brosban Armada 4-3. Quebec Ramparts over the Gatineau Olympique 3-0. Rimouski Oceanic over the Victorville Tigres 4-3 in overtime. Sherbrooke Phoenix over the Ballet Comio Dracara. Seabrook Phoenix beat the Ballet Comio Dracar 2-0. Royan Noranda Huskies beat the Val-d'Or Fjords 3-2 in a shootout. And the Shawinigan Cataracts defeated the Drummondville Voitigues 6-2. In the United States Hockey League, these scores: Muskegon Lumberjacks over the U.S. national team 4-1. In overtime, the Youngstown Phantoms defeated the Chicago Steel 3-2. The Madison Capitals over the Cedar Rapids Rough Riders 6-5. Sioux City Musketeers over the Waterloo Blackhawks 5-3. The Lincoln Stars Sioux Falls Stampede game was postponed due to weather. And the Fargo Force beat the Omaha Lancers 2-0. In Western Hockey League action, Saskatoon Blades beat the Regina Pats 4-0. Brandon Wheat Kings beat the Moose Jaw Warriors 3-0. Edmonton Oil Kings over the Lethbridge Hurricane 5-2. Medicine Hat Tigers over the Red Deer Raiders, or Red Deer Rebels, 7-4. Tri-City Americans over the Portland Winterhawks 5-4 in overtime. Vancouver Giants over the Kamloops Blazers 7-3. Spokane Chiefs over the Winnetochee Wild 4-3. Everett Silvertips over the Seattle Thunderbirds 3-2. And the Prince George Cougars defeated the Victoria Royals in overtime while the Seattle game was in a shootout. The final score, Prince George over Victoria 3-2. In the North American Hockey League, Lone Star Brahmas over Corpus Christi Ice Rays 3-2. El Paso Rhinos over the Amarillo Wranglers 5-2. In American Hockey League action, Belleville Senators over the Utica Comets 7-0. Laval Rocket over the Syracuse Crunch 4-2. In a shootout, Lehigh Valley Phantoms over the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins 4-3. In overtime was Springfield Thunderbirds over the Bridgeport Islanders 4-3. Charlotte Checkers beat the Hershey Bears 3-2. The Tucson Roadrunners beep, beep, over the Calgary Wranglers 3-2. Henderson Silver Knights over the Coachella Valley Firebirds 6-3. And the San Diego Gulls over the Abbotsford Canucks 3-0. And the SPHL, Peoria Rivermen over the Fayetteville Marksmen 2-1. In Federal Prospects Hockey League action, Port Huron Prowlers over the Danbury Hat-Tricks 4-1. In Professional Women's Hockey League action, it was the New York Sirens 4, the Seattle Torrent 3. In National Lacrosse League action, it was Buffalo Bandits 13, Calgary Roughnecks 7. In the Major Arena Soccer League, it was Milwaukee Waves over the Utica City FC. The Utica City Football Club won over the Milwaukee Waves 7-6. And as we look there, we go now to our secondary thing. That is, we got to give you, let's just keep going here. Okay. There we go. In the Premier League, I think we did this, but we'll do them anyways. Sunderland and Leeds United tied at 1. Tottenham Hotspur over Crystal Palace 1-0 in Cities A Italia. Inter over Atalanta 1-0. Sassuolo and Bologna tied at 1. Napoli over Cremonese, score 2-0. And AC Milan over Hellas Verona 3-0. And I think that's about logically all we got for you. We have no American stuff, so nothing going on here in the States, so with the exception of football. Okay. You want to do the hockey scores? Okay, let's do the hockey scores for tonight. We're combining the two so we can get out early. And here we go. Columbus Blue Jackets beat the New York Islanders 4-2. Tampa Bay Lightning beat the Montreal Canadiens in penalty shots 5-4. Pittsburgh Penguins over Chicago Blackhawks 7-3. The Red Wings beat the Maple Leafs 3-2, and Seattle over Philadelphia 4-1. And that, my friends, is the way of the world as she writes. So now, let's get back to some of our action. We got 2 other things to point out about. So Let's go with speed here. St. Joseph beat Arcadia University 87-65. Bryant over Worcester State 95-59. Let's check the other scores. Morehead State defeated Alice Lloyd 115. Okay. Let's see. I want to make sure. We got everything, yep, from Arcadia University losing to St. Joseph 87-65. Bryant over Worcester State 95-59. Morehead State over Alice Lloyd 115-65. Mercer over Baptist Christian College 122-49. Columbia over North Florida 90-82. North Dakota over Dakota State 88-56. FGSU Florida Gold Coast beat Fort Lauderdale 84-43. Harvard over Colgate 78-61. Kansas State to Kansas State beat UL Monroe 94-85. Boston College over Lemoyne 72-64. In overtime, Liberty over Florida International 97-94. South Dakota over Mount Marty 85-61. St. Thomas. And we know where it should be. Okay. St. Thomas of Minnesota over North Central 105-59. High Point over Pfeiffer 123-64. Wofford over Union College 88-54. Texas Tech over Winthrop 87-57. Georgia Tech beat Florida A&M. Okay. What else we got? Okay. Wofford 88, Union City 54. Texas Tech 87, Winthrop 57. Georgia Tech 89, Florida A&M 65. And Shenandoah Love Buckets right here. So there we go. Hey, Matt, Ed, and Eddie. How you doing? We're going to take a break, get back with more goodies for you in just a bit. Okay. Rice. So over here, and finish up the scores and everything else therein. Georgia Tech over Florida A&M, 89-65. Radford over Shenandoah, 87-44. Longwood over Everett, 92-49. SMU over CS Fullerton, 110-63. North Colorado over Colorado, 86-81. Louisiana over Norfolk State, 63-54. St. Louis over Principia College, 114-33. Sam Houston over Biblical Studies, 117-53. Charleston Southern over Richmond, 77-72. And Presbyterian over Truett McConnell, 91-64. New Mexico State, a 104-33 victory over Southwest Georgia State, a 110-72 final for beatdown of Columbia College. George Mason over Penn, 83-79. UC Davis over Pacific Union, 108-52. Washington State over Portland, 67-62. And Austin Peay over Fisk, 110-59. Kansas City over McPherson, 91-78. Maryland over Old Dominion, 73-58. Santa Clara over Oregon State, 102-64. San Diego over Pacific, 66-54. St. Mary's over LMU, 78-73. USC stand in the court. Okay, St. Mary over LMU, 79-73. UC San Diego over Stanton, 85-62. Gonzaga over Pepperdine, 96-56. Oregon over Omaha, 80-57. And finally, San Francisco over Seattle, 67-59. Let's go and check out the ladies' scoreboard. So we are hoisting up the main sails, giving you all the scores we can, folks. Okay. St. Louis over STL Pharmacy, 132-53. Georgetown over Creighton, 76-74. Portland over St. Mary, 63-59. Oregon State versus San Francisco, coming into the view of everything. Oregon State beat San Francisco 74-65. Gonzaga and LMU lasted 2 overtimes, 87 for Gonzaga, LMU at 80. Cal State Fullerton over La Sierra, 110-22. And Grand Canyon over San Jose State. Oh, sorry. Gonzaga, Oregon State over San Francisco, 74-65. 2 overtimes. Gonzaga, they did it again. They beat LMU 87-80. Oregon State over San Francisco, 75-65. Portland, St. Mary's, your choices could lead us into a whole hell alert. Okay, Portland over St. Mary, 63-59. Georgetown over Crichton, 76-74. And, oh yeah, we go up. Okay. Oregon State over San Francisco, 74-65. Gonzaga, 87. LMU, 80. God. Mm. Mm. Anyway, that is, ladies and gentlemen, how you do that wide asleep. Okay. I think we got everything good. Okay. Well, seeing as though I started to doze off, let's okay, that is going to wrap it up for us. We thank you for watching, and we remind you we will be back tomorrow night for the last 4 shows. Let's see, 29th, 30th, 31st, and Square has no lives, so got him washed up, and boom, that was it. He's now a healthy, happy doggy. Aw. Okay. That is going to literally spell the season. Okay, I'm going to sign off because I'm getting a little sleepy, and I got a lot of things to do on Monday, so that's going to wrap it up for me. I'm Steve, the Backsman Baxley. For all of us here at Steve's Sporty Balls, have a great night, everybody. This has been a presentation of Mystifying Creativity Productions in association with the L2C Media Network. We'll see you tomorrow night at 10 with more Steve Sporty Balls. Until then, good night.